Hey, Telutizens, back with me again, Aji Gautama Putrada. I am your lecturer in operating systems. This is our first meeting about OS overview. In our first video, we will talk about CPU overview. That's it. Okay, so we discussed earlier, that CPU computer system is basically CPU that communicates and takes data and executes data from the memory. So in this picture, it describes the whole process. So if I divide this picture into two parts, it will be like this. Uh, this is the first part. This is called the CPU, or the central processing unit. This is where the data is executed. And the second part is this. This it's already named. It's called RAM. You know, RAM is random access memory. This is the memory. This is where the data is stored. So, so the process of computer is basically data stored and data executed. There are four main processes, or it can also be only three. This is the first process, fetch. This is the second process, decode. This is the third process, execute. And the last one is store. It can also only be 1, 2, and 3. In fetch, fetch means take the data from memory. Yeah. And decode means uh, uh, translate instruction. So the instruction needs to be translated. So we know there are many kinds of instructions, so we need to know which kind of instruction this is, and this will um, determine the execution type. So there are many types of execution. It needs to be defined in the code, and the first step is execute. Execute the instruction. For example, we have a adding instruction, add. So if we have an add instruction in execute, we operate that add. For example, add 3 and 4. So execute will execute that, and the result is of course 7, and 7 will be stored. So this is the process where the result is stored. Okay, that's the basics of the process of a CPU. And these are the parts, the main parts of a CPU. Before, you can see that the main parts are this one, CPU, and memory, and I/O module will be a bridge between the user and the CPU and the memory. So these are the main parts. PC is program counter. So if, for example, you have a program hello world and then print hello world, so that the PC indicates the program line, the first line and then the second line, and so on. IR is instruction register. This is where the instruction is saved before it is executed. Execution unit is also called ALU. ALU is where you execute arithmetic and logic unit. Arithmetic, logic. MAR is where you save the address. MBR is where you save the data. And these are for I/O. So those are the basics. That is the end of video 2. In this video, we have discussed the CPU process and the CPU parts. In the next video, we will discuss about polling. Thank you for your attention. I will see you in the next video.